A person starts walking from his home. A person starts walking from his home towards south. A person starts walking from his home towards south. After 200 meters, he takes a right. After 200 meters, he takes a right. After 150 meters, he turns. After 150 meters, he turns right again. He turns right again. After 600 meters, he turns towards right and stops after 150 meters. So there are two questions based on this. First question, which direction is he facing now? Is he facing now? Which direction is he facing now? Second question, how far is he from the starting point? How far is he from the starting point? How far is he from the starting point? So these are the two questions. Now I will try to find the answer for these questions. So north, south, east and west. Let's say the person starts from this point. I will call this a starting point, start. They say that a person starts walking from his home. So the starting point is his home towards south. So first he walks towards south. After 200 meters he takes right, which means he walks south for 200 meters. After 200 meters he takes right. So after walking for south, if he takes a right, will he go towards west or will he go towards east? He will obviously go towards west. After 200 meters he takes a right. After 150 meters he turns right again. So towards west he is walking for 150 meters and then takes a right again. If he takes a right again from west, so let's say I am walking towards west. If I take a right again, so from west right means he will be traveling towards north again. So I can say that he will again turn towards north. Now after 600 meters he turns towards right. So north he is traveling for 600 meters. And after the 600 meters he turns right again. And stops after 150 meters. So going towards north he turns right again, he will be turning towards east. So east he will be walking for 150 meters and then he will stop here. 150 meters and then he will stop here. Now first question, in which direction is he facing now? If you see now, he is facing in this direction. This direction is nothing but east. So answer for the first question will be east. Second question, how far is he from the starting point? Now from the starting point he came 200 meters south, again turns towards west, turns towards north 600 meters, which means if I draw a straight line here, this 200 meters, after this 200 meters he has travelled another 400 meters. Again from this point he turns right and walks 150 meters. So I can say that he walked west by 150 meters and east by 150 meters, thereby cancelling out the cancelling of the horizontal distances. Now the vertical distance alone is there, which is this distance is 400 meters, because I know from here to here the distance is 600 meters. Again, from this starting point to here I know the distance is 200 meters. So this remaining distance will be 600 minus 200, which is 400 meters. So the answer for the second question is 400 meters. Next question. The next question is again based on distances. However, in this question, if you see the distances, the final point came already in a straight line with that of the starting point. So finding the final distance was very easy. What if it is not in a straight line? So we'll look at a question based on that. The question states that a boy starts walking. A boy starts walking from his school. Towards west. A boy starts walking from his school towards west. After 900 meters, he takes a right. After 900 meters, he takes a right. After 200 meters, he takes another right. After 200 meters, he takes another right. After 300 meters, he takes a right and walks for 1 kilometer. After 300 meters, he takes another right and walks for 1 kilometer. And then stops. Question is, how far is he from the starting point? How far is he from the starting point? This is the question given. Now we will try to find out the answer for this question. North, south, east and west. A boy starts walking from his school. So I will assume that this point is the school. A boy starts walking from his school towards west. So by west it means that he is walking towards this direction. So towards west he starts walking. A boy starts walking from his school towards west. He walks for 900 meters. Let's give it a more distance. He walks for 900 meters. After 900 meters, he takes a right. After this 900 meters, he takes right. So first you travel towards west. From west you take a right, it will be your north. So now towards north he will travel 200 meters and takes a right. After 200 meters he takes another right. So after this 200 meters he will take another right. Because from north if you take a right, it is towards east. He will take another right. After 300 meters he takes a right again. So in this right he is walking for 300 meters. After this he takes a right again. And walks for 1 kilometer. After this he takes a right again and walks for 1 kilometer. Now I know that this total distance is 900 meters. This distance is 900 meters. This distance is 200, 300, 1 kilometer, and he stops at this point, and he stops at this point. The question is, how far is he from the starting point? How far is he from the starting point? So I'll have to find this straight line distance, that is the shortest distance, which is the straight line between the starting point and ending point. So this is his ending point. Now to find the straight line's distance, this I can say that is the hypotenuse of this triangle. I can say that is the hypotenuse of this triangle. So I'll take this triangle alone and I'll draw separately. I'll take this triangle alone and I'll draw separately. I know that this entire distance is 900. I know that this entire distance is 900 and this distance is 300. Which means I can say this remaining distance will be 900 minus 300. 900 minus 300, which is 600. Now I know that this entire distance is 1 kilometer, which is in other words 1000 meters. In this 1000 meters, I know this distance is 200, then the remaining distance will be 1000 minus 200, which is 1000 minus 200, 800 meters. This is 600 meters, this is 800 meters. So this triangle, if I consider, this will be 600 meters, this will be 800 meters. Now what will be the length of hypotenuse? I know that c square is equal to a square plus b square, or in other words your hypotenuse will be equal to root of 800 square plus 600 square. Root of 800 square plus 600 square. In this case your h will be equal to root of 800 square, h is hypotenuse or this I call it as h, plus 600 square. 800 square will be 6064, this will be 6,40,000 plus 36 followed by 4 zeros. So if I add both these, I will be getting 100 followed by 4 zeros. So if I take the square root is 1000 meters, or in other words the distance from starting point and ending point will be 1000 meters, or in other words it's exactly 1 kilometer. The distance will be 1 kilometer in this case. We look at one last question in directions. So till now we have seen question where the initial direction is given and the final direction will be asked. But what if it's the other way around? That is, the final direction will be given, the initial direction might be asked in some cases. Let's take this question. A boy starts walking. After a boy starts walking, after 200 meters he takes left. After 200 meters he takes left. After 600 meters he takes right. After 600 meters he takes right. After 600 meters he takes right. After 300 meters he takes another right. He takes another right and walks for 1800 meters. If he is facing south now, then in which direction the first question is, if he is facing south now, then in which direction did he start walking? If he is facing south now, then in which direction did he start walking? Second part of the question is that how far is he from the starting point? So there are two questions given. The first question is, if he is facing south right now, then in which direction did he start walking? I will take north, south, east, west. For now I will not take these directions. I will not take these directions. So I will assume, because no direction is given initially, I will assume that the boy starts from this point. I will assume that the boy starts from this point. The boy starts walking. After 200 meters he takes left. Let's say the boy starts walking from this point. Let's say he walks 200 meters. He walks 200 meters. After 200 meters he takes left. After 200 meters he takes left. After 200 meters he takes left. Now after 600 meters he takes a right. After 600 meters he takes a right. So right will be this. First you are walking like this, you take left. Again walking like this, from this you take a right. After 600 meters he takes a right. After 300 meters he takes another right. So 300 meters he takes another right. He takes another right and walks for 1800 meters. And walks for 1800, which means this 600 plus extra distance also he will walk. And walks for 1800 meters. And walks for 1800 meters. If he is facing south right now, which means they say that this direction is south. This direction is south. If this direction is south, I can say this will be north. If this direction is south, this will be north. Now which will be the east and west? Which will be the east and west? I can say that the normal graph of north, south, east, west is rotated anti-clockwise. Anti-clockwise such a way that north will come here, east will come here. So east will come here and west will come here. So I can say that if he is facing south right now, he started walking towards east. He started walking towards east, because if this is the direction he is facing right now, if this direction is south, he initially started towards this direction. This direction was east actually. This direction was actually east. So the answer for the first question will be east. Now second question, how far is he from the starting point? So from the starting point to ending point I can draw one line and I can form a right angle triangle. I can form a right angle triangle like this. Now I know that this distance is 600, this entire distance is 1800, which means this distance alone if I need to find, this distance alone will be 1800 minus 600, which is 1200 meters. Now I need this entire distance. I know this distance is 200 and this distance is 300. So this entire distance if I need, it will be 200 plus 300, which is 500 meters. Now if I need the hypotenuse, I can use the Pythagoras theorem. According to Pythagoras theorem, the required answer will be root of 500 square plus 1200 square, which is nothing but root of 25,000 plus 144 followed by 4 zeros, which is nothing but 169 followed by 4 zeros. This is 1300 meters. I can say that this is 1300 meters, which means the distance between the starting point and ending point, or how far he is from the starting point. The answer for this question will be 1300 meters.